Welcome to UK Pathway Hub, your trusted guide for everything related to UK immigration and visas. Here, we simplify complex processes, compare different immigration routes, and provide clear insights to help you choose the right pathway for your future in the UK. If you find value in our videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share with others, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. The shocking truth. Imagine studying in the UK for years, spending thousands of pounds on tuition, dedicating your time and energy with one dream in mind, a British passport at the end of the journey. For decades, this has been the silent promise. Study hard, graduate, get a job, settle down, and eventually call the UK your permanent home. But in 2025, everything has changed. The path to UK citizenship for international students is no longer what it used to be. In fact, it's being called one of the toughest years for students dreaming of a future here. Policies have shifted, rules have tightened, and thousands of students are suddenly discovering that their plans for citizenship may never materialize. What was once seen as an achievable dream has now become a nightmare for many. Let's break down exactly how the UK is shutting the door on students' citizenship dreams. The path that once existed. Until recently, the journey for international students in the UK followed a fairly predictable route. You arrived on a student visa, completed your studies, and then shifted onto a post-study work visa, also known as the graduate route. After a few years of working, you could transition to a skilled worker visa, eventually applying for indefinite leave to remain, and finally, UK citizenship. It was not an easy path, but it was clear. Many families invested heavily in this dream, believing that the UK was one of the best countries to secure both world-class education and a secure future. For years, students took comfort in the fact that while expensive, the sacrifice was worth it. But now, with new restrictions in place, the very same path that thousands relied on is being dismantled, leaving uncertainty and anxiety in its place. The new roadblocks in 2025. So what exactly has changed in 2025? The UK government has introduced a series of new measures designed to reduce migration numbers, and international students are caught in the crossfire. The first major change is the stricter conditions attached to post-study work opportunities. Salary thresholds have been raised, meaning students must now secure jobs that pay significantly more than before to even qualify for long-term visas. On top of that, permanent residency applications are taking longer and facing more scrutiny, with fewer approvals being granted. The rules for citizenship itself have also been tightened, including stricter residency requirements and more barriers for families. In simple terms, the UK is making it clear only the most in-demand skills and highest earners will stand a chance of staying. For thousands of students, this effectively means the dream of UK citizenship is over before it even begins. Who is hit the hardest? These changes don't affect all students equally. Those enrolled in prestigious programs with access to high-paying jobs may still find a way forward, but for the majority, the barriers are insurmountable. Students from lower-income families who have already stretched themselves to pay international tuition fees are now being told they must also meet much higher income requirements after graduation. Short postgraduate courses, which once offered a stepping stone into the workforce, no longer provide the stability students need to qualify for settlement. Entire fields of study that fall outside the UK's priority list are being sidelined, leaving graduates with little chance of securing a pathway to citizenship. In practice, this means students who came with hope and ambition are being shut out regardless of their contribution. It's not just a policy shift. It feels like a betrayal of trust for those who invested everything in this dream. The human cost of these rules. Behind the statistics and policy changes are real human stories. Imagine a student who spends 5 years in the UK, excelling academically, contributing socially, and working hard to build a career, only to discover that their salary doesn't meet the new threshold. Or consider a graduate who dreamed of bringing their spouse or children to the UK, but is now told that the financial requirements are simply too high. These aren't just inconveniences. They're life-altering setbacks. Students who once saw the UK as their second home are now being forced to abandon that dream entirely. Many feel that their trust has been broken, especially those who began their studies before these new rules came into effect. For them, the investment of time, money, and emotion feels wasted, leaving them disheartened and uncertain about what the future holds. Why is the UK doing this? It's natural to ask, why would the UK government close the door on international students, especially when they contribute billions to the economy? The official reasoning comes down to controlling migration numbers. Over the past few years, immigration has become one of the most hotly debated political issues in the UK. The government argues that by tightening the rules, they can prioritize domestic workers, reduce strain on housing and public services, and ensure that only the most valuable migrants are allowed to stay. On paper, this sounds logical, but in reality, it leaves international students, who already pay some of the highest fees and bring immense cultural and economic value, feeling undervalued and unwanted. The timing of these changes couldn't be more painful, as students who planned their futures around old policies are now trapped by new restrictions. Are there any loopholes left? While the outlook is grim, there are still a few narrow pathways that determined students might explore. For example, exceptional talent visas remain open for those with extraordinary skills in areas like technology, science, and the arts. Graduates who enter in-demand fields, such as healthcare or certain STEM roles, may still qualify for settlement under more lenient criteria. Others may attempt to switch countries altogether, with Canada, Australia, and even parts of Europe offering more student-friendly migration policies. However, let's be clear, these are exceptions, not the norm. For the majority of international students, these loopholes are out of reach, making them more like lifeboats than reliable pathways. What was once considered a relatively achievable goal has now become something available only to a small minority of the most privileged or highly skilled. The harsh reality of 2025, when we strip away the details and look at the bigger picture, the message is undeniable. The UK is no longer a guaranteed destination for students hoping to become citizens. What was once a clearly defined path has now become a blocked road for most. The harsh reality is that many students currently studying in the UK will find themselves stuck, too invested to walk away, but with no realistic chance of achieving their dream. Families back home who sacrificed everything for this opportunity are also left devastated. The system has shifted overnight, and students are paying the price. While the UK insists this is necessary for the country's future, the truth is simple. In 2025, UK citizenship dreams are over for countless students who thought they had a chance. Closing call to action. So, where does this leave you? If you're an international student considering the UK, it's more important than ever to carefully rethink your options. The landscape has changed, and what worked for previous generations will not work in 2025. Some may choose to pursue alternate countries, while others might still take the risk, hoping to beat the odds. But one thing is clear, the dream of automatic progression from student to citizen in the UK is gone. The question now is the UK being too strict, or is this the right move to protect its future? We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because these changes are happening fast, and staying informed could make the difference between success and heartbreak. Thank you for watching UK Pathway Hub, where we bring you the latest updates, comparisons, and tips on UK immigration and visas. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our upcoming content. And don't forget to leave a comment with your questions or experiences. We're here to guide you on your journey to the UK. See you in the next video.